officer. This meant he had been selected by senior leaders in the SEAL community and broader Big Navy as having the desire and the potential to lead. This was an extremely impressive resume by any measure. This is exactly the type of SEAL anyone would want to work with. And yet, I was cautious. Years of interacting with SEALs had taught me some important lessons. One of those lessons was about ego, which can unfortunately be a prominent and detrimental force in the SEAL teams. With the qualifications, experiences, and professional record Andy Stumpf had, there was a chance he was going to enter the training I was overseeing with a big ego and a bad attitude. I had seen this happen before. When the ego gets out of control, every training scenario can become a showcase for how awesome a person thinks they are, and every debrief can devolve into an argument about how their way is better than any other way. This was not the case with Andy at all. As soon as I met him, I was genuinely impressed with his attitude. I could tell his ego was not a factor. He was humble, self-deprecating, and funny. Actually, to be more accurate, he was hilarious. But his sense of humor did not impact his professionalism. He was an expert in every sense of the word. He handled his weapon systems better than anyone, moved effortlessly around the battlefield, and was decisive in moments of chaos. He displayed methodical leadership, and he earned respect from the other SEALs. And yet, even with his accomplished history and exceptional performance, he still had the humility to listen. He took criticism. He absorbed new ideas and implemented new concepts into his existing protocols. He also presented his own ideas and explained himself in a modest and often humorous manner that disarmed the egos of my training cadre. Andy exemplified what every good operator, leader, and person should strive for: an open mind and a drive to get better and be better. I was truly appreciative of him and what he brought to his team from the tactical, operational, and leadership perspective. After Andy completed that training block with me, he deployed one more time and conducted and led more combat operations overseas. I eventually retired from the SEAL teams and began teaching leadership, which led to writing books, beginning a podcast, and starting several businesses in the civilian sector. Once Andy retired, we reconnected through jiu-jitsu, bow hunting, and some mutual friends. His attitude after retirement was the same. He was humble, hungry, and humorous. After retirement, he learned to fly planes, including a commercial license for jets. He got even deeper into skydiving, eventually breaking world records for wingsuit flying. And now, he has written this book, Drownproof. This book is not some polished version of Andy's life. It is a raw look at the mistakes, shortfalls, and harsh lessons that shaped Andy into the person he is today. I think anyone reading it will be able to learn from his mistakes and prevent them from occurring in their own life. His lessons are pragmatic: how to handle fear, what to do when you make a mistake, weighing risk versus reward, the correct response to failure, maintaining discipline, and ultimately how to find a place where, regardless of what hardships, challenges, and misfortunes we might encounter, we can survive the initial onslaught, stabilize the situation, and eventually overcome and thrive. Andy teaches us these lessons not through some fantastical theories and hypotheses, not from a pedestal of feigned perfection, but from real examples. This is the story of hardships, challenges, and misfortunes that Andy experienced himself, including divorce, darkness, and death, and how he navigated through those trials and used them to become better. This book closes with a message from Andy explaining that we can do the same. We can overcome. He then explains that once we overcome, the best thing we can do, the greatest gift of all, is to share our experiences and knowledge gained. That is exactly what Andy has done with this book.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.